How we doing? Welcome. We'll wait a few minutes for people to come on, okay, so I can start. Today, I have a fun project that I like to share with you. I have this cute cup here with a little ankle wart here. It's supposed to be a one-shot cup for somebody, but because I don't drink, so I thought that I would use for other purpose. Check in. How are we doing? How are we doing? How is life treating you? How's other kids treating you? How the world treating you? Are we all good? Bonnie, welcome. Amita, welcome. Emily, Nana, welcome. I'm doing good. Thank you, Shelley. Thank you for asking. Hi. Sawadika. Today, I thought that now we have a few people on here. I wanted to show you. A few of you probably have seen that I did a lot of garden show. I have a beautiful backyard in the backyard. And in the backyards are my beautiful fragrant gardens, which are the I know how the light too big, too sorry, not just the light. I want to scare you. I know the grandkids are home, so it's a little bit distraction to even do anything outside. But I didn't feel like cooking today, so I thought I wanted to do something that I wanted to do for a while. You know that besides cooking, I do a lot of art and craft also. So so today I want to be able to touch bases with you. But before I go in to do that, let me show you one beautiful way to have this beautiful aromas or fragrance flowers that I like to arrange for you. You know, yesterday we did fruit arrangement. A lot of you were on here on my TikTok and on my Facebook also, and it was tremendous support, and for that I thank you. So today I thought I would do easy treat, okay, because we have been so good in supporting each other and supporting me especially. I wanted to appreciate and to reward you with this. I'm going to start a little project before I go into this project. Okay, I wanted to if you if you want to learn how to do basic crochet, we're gonna go in into do basic crochet today. Okay, I mean, like I've been telling my followers, my fans, and people that I knew around me that I not only that I cook, I also crochet, and I did a lot of crochet in my life, and that include the beanies, the scarf and the booties and all that. I know I didn't do sweater and all that. It was though I've forgotten how I even do that, but I can do something basic like beautiful scarves, beanies, and like I have here. Okay, look, that beautiful. You saw me feature my needlework. Okay? These are roses on the headband. I have my buddy here. She's looking pretty. Okay. So that's what I'll be doing when I'm done showing how to do a beautiful bouquet out of my fresh garden. So this right here is called Rumdul Oh no, I'm sorry. Yes, Garumdul. Garumdul is the Cambodian national flowers. It only have 3 petals. Okay, and then the middle petals, you only have 3 petals, and the only 3 petals. And it's called Garumdul. It has a very high fragrance. Also, it grow in the big tree. Okay. So I did that. I came up with this beautiful patterns here, which I will share with you if you'd be interested. I know a lot of you said, I don't crochet, I don't do any of that stuff. It's okay. I saw a lot of men crochet also. Some of my good friends, they crochet. And this is Garumdul for my Khmer people. Garumdul ja, Kyom ja, Garumdul. Okay. So beside Garumdul, I did I did a few color of roses. You know, I'm infatuated with rose because rose probably one of the easier pattern to do. We can definitely learn this together if you'd be interested. Okay, I mean, if you're not, then you'd be happy to just like observing, you know, be part of my conversation. You're fine. Thank you. I'm doing good, and I hope you're being good also. Yeah, it's me back there. My daughter had a sketch of me, a few sketches of me while they're in high school. And then I tried Rumdul out of this color, but this is not the regular Rumdul colors. Okay, Rumdul colors is this yellow here. Okay, it's golden color here. It's represent the Cambodian national flowers, just like in the state of California, or in just like in America, their flowers represent each state. Okay, same thing. And what else do I have? Oh yeah, and I also have different flowers that I created it that I did not put it on the. I still have one more rose, and then I have and I tried jasmine, okay, and a few other imaginations that I did. Oh, look at that. And more roses. You know, I'm infatuated with roses because it's so easy, and created different colors, and to put them on a band like this, you know, make a little girl looking so pretty, or making me looking pretty. When I do my cooking, I will put it on, you know, just to feature my handiwork, because I love it. I love that handiwork. It take a little bit of patience. It take a little bit of skill. It take a little bit of creativities. Okay? Before I'm going to the basic crochet to show you how online, because it's not be fun so that I can interact with you at the same time. Okay, and I have I went to the backyard and collect my flowers. Okay, the one that I have been talking about forever. You know, this is the coconut shell that I collected from somewhere far away. So I went and got my my beautiful what you call this, jasmine. This is Duke of Tuscany jasmine. It smells so good. Okay, and I had a few. It has been blooming continuously. Okay, since I trim it last few months ago, about 2 months ago, and it's been rewarding me with this beautiful blossom here. It has different smell than champaca. So these are champaca. Okay, perhaps I would crochet this also. It's easy. All I do is looking the anatomies of the flowers, and then I just create my pattern around this anatomies of the flowers here. Okay, yeah. All right. This right here, this is something that if you love high fragrance, sweet fragrance of kind of garden, this will be it. It's called champaca. Okay, you can Google that and get this from online, or I know that local nursery store, the nursery does not carry this. I checked with this. I think a lot of this are from online private collectors that are willing to sell this for expensive prices. I had this my daughter went to visit his side of family and brought it back from California, and there was a cut for us, and I'm just can't I just can't help but happy having it, because I had this a few years ago. You know, for some reason, when I paid too much attention to that flowers and started doing a lot of caring, a lot of loving, and I think I put too much fertilizer, and I burned the roots and it died. You know, I wish it doesn't do that. You know, when you care for somebody so deeply and so affectionately, and all you want to do is see that person or that trees or whoever that you are fostering or adopting, nothing but the best, right? Same thing for the plant. You know, as farmers, as gardeners, we want nothing but to see the plant that we grow into beautiful fruits, grow into beautiful flowers. That's all it is, just like raising kid. All we want is the kid to grow up to be productive community members. Okay, so to do this, I have my I collect a few yesterday. I collect 2 more today, and I refrigerate it. I put a little water in here and keep them in the tight bag to keep it fresh, because this will bloom quickly. Okay, so these are champaca. Okay, champaca. It's sound as it's spelled as the sound, champaca. And then we have the Duke of Tuscany, jasmine. Okay, I don't have the other kind of jasmine because it didn't do well. It didn't grow much flowers, but these are the anemones of Duke of Tuscany. And then I have my sandbag. I have just one flower blooming outside, and I didn't pick it. So it turned a little brownish today, but then the inside of it is still blooming. So in other words, so it's gone through period of bloomings and shedding, but then I don't know, I can't explain it. I will have to show you the picture of it. Okay, so this is the Duke of Tuscany. Is one of those rare collectible species. I don't know, I think the Duke of Tuscany, like I said before, that he probably traveled the world. He's a rich man, you know, he has his concubines and his man in waiting. All he does is travel and collect all the beautiful women, collect all the beautiful flowers, and I think it's named after him, the Duke of Tuscany. I don't know how he looks, but it was named after somebody important. The Duke of Tuscany, wherever that is, probably close to eastern country somewhere. Okay, my compassion is also toward the orchids. You know what I'm going to do too, and I want to show you how to crochet these orchids and turn into a bouquet like that. That would be beautiful. I don't have the pattern for this, but I have to create it. I have to sit down and concentrate on how to create the pattern, just like I sit down a few days and concentrate on creating these patterns. Okay, so these are my original patterns here, and I want to do that. I want to create my own original patterns and then turn it to a beautiful bouquet. Perhaps I can, you know, work from home and sell my art and craft. So these some of the things that I can possibly do, you know, to spend the time with you on here. So what I'm going to do with this leaf is that I'm going to turn it into a little flower holder. Okay, like a little vase. Okay, so this is a champaca leaf. Okay, it's pretty huge, but there's a lot bigger one than this. Exactly. Let me see. You're talking about the frame back there? Well, which frame are you talking about? I didn't get it. Can you elaborate a little bit more? Okay, so what I'm going to do is to create a little container for this, or the little vase that make out of leaves. Okay, so these are the jasmine flowers. I mean jasmine leaves. So it's not very big. It's not as big as this. So champaca can grow into a big tall trees. Okay, it's not vines. It's not it doesn't grow like jasmine. Jasmine is not from a big bush. I mean, it's a bushy kind of plant. and it smells really, really pretty. But this here is a big tree. You can tell by the side of the trees, by the side of the leaves. This is the medium side. There's a bigger leaf than this, okay, from the same trees. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna show you how to make beautiful bouquet by just creating from these leaves. Okay, so we're gonna, if you love origami, this would be the job for you. Okay, so if you don't have big leaves, you can use banana leaves or palm leaves, any kind of leaves that you have around the house, you can do it. So it's very easy. You just fold them. Okay, just grab the corner, okay, and just wrap it around like that. Okay, and then you already got this little vase here. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove this tough part here. Okay, what I have with me here is, because I have, hold on, if it's too deep. If it's too deep, then I'm just gonna cut in the middle or fold in the middle like that. Okay. So that we can have a shallow you get it? Want me to do one more round? Okay. So I went in here and fold one side of the leaf. This is the right side of the leaves. This is the back side of the leaves. Okay, so I folded like that. Okay, because it was too tall. So what I did was that I just fold one end in. This doesn't matter which side, which end in, and it's gonna create this pocket here. Gonna get a little sleeve here. Okay, see that? It's very basic, but also if you wanted to do a big bouquet, you're gonna have to use big leaves, okay, or even construction paper, and will be a beautiful way to gather all your flowers and your bouquet and just give to friends and family on a special occasion that I do. Okay, so I have with me my pin, or you can use the toothpick, anything that to fasten this together. Okay, so I had it here. I a little pocket here. So I'll do is that I will like start from the top here. It will keep the leaf together like that. Or toothpick is do too. Toothpick would do. That's what I normally do. But then I have to go run for it. So, but because I do sewing also, so I have these needles, okay, for my sewing project. I had a beautiful sewing machines. I used to make my own dress, but I haven't made new dress or clothes for a long time, and I think the dressmaking patterns are going to extinct. You know, where no one uses it anymore. It's just gonna go back to the vault. Well, I can leave this like this also, but I can fold this back in there and make it look more neat and nice. But I like this little support here. The way I when I say that, it is going to help keep the flower together. Okay, so that was a little too deep. So I'm gonna put a little leaf in here just to make a stop in the middle here, because I wanted to display my champaca. Okay, so to do that I would have to get something to block, because it's such a long sleeve. Okay. I have my water in here. Okay, this is a one shot. One shot. Oh, XO. Right. My daughter will do this, but I don't drink, so I'm using this for my container. So I'm gonna put my flower in here to keep it fresh, and then because my mom loved the smell of the champaca, I will have an honor of give her this this bouquet. It's a very loving bouquet, very small, very tie-dye, very tidy. So there we go. Okay. Oh, you should have been here to smell this dang thing. If you don't believe me, get one tree, get one plant of your own, and then you'll and you will never argue me and ask me how or why. Okay, so there we go. We have a bouquet of champaca, like in Thailand and Cambodia and Laos and the country where they turn this into a flower layer, and this champaca here they will add into the flower layer and make it smell so awesome, and especially when it's a layer for the bride and grooms, and it smells so awesome, and a lot of Cambodian lady would tie it to the hair, and it just had that natural fragrance from this beautiful champaca. Okay. It had so much aroma to it, and I don't even know, if I live in my room, it smells for a few days, and if you want your clothes to smell good, and you put it in your closet or put in the drawers here, okay, your let's say your beautiful nightgown or what have you. So here we go, my champaca bouquet. Isn't it easy? Okay, just like I said, okay, revisit. So for those who just visit with me, so I have champaca leaf here. Okay, I took a medium leaves, and then because it's so tall, I went ahead and folded. Maybe I should fold another crease, just to have a shorter pocket. Okay, all you need is just something to fasten together. What I have with me is the needle here. Okay, so because I wanted to add my jasmine in there also, so I'm gonna make it look like that. Okay, or if I want it longer, then I just go around one more round and created a smaller sleeve or pocket here. And then all you need to do is just fasten it together. Okay, if you have toothpick, go ahead and use toothpick. If you don't have this kind of leaves, then use whatever leaves you have, lettuce. Okay, so the thing is that it's imaginations, okay? It doesn't have to be anything that you have to go run for the grocery store or what have you. So here the flowers, champaca. Fresh picked this morning, and yesterday I refrigerated to keep it fresh. And this is the perfume of God kind of flowers. It smells heavenly. When I said heavenly, I'm not kidding you. Okay, so if you get a chance to visit in Thailand, if you see these kind of flowers at the end of the flower layer, believe me, get it. Okay, when I went to Thailand, I got the jasmine and this champaca layer, and I just kept it in my purse, and it smells so good. And it's kind of flower that will give you the energy, when you smell it, it gives you this energy, the positive energy, because it smells so sweet, so heavenly sweet. So it's beautiful. Okay, so there you go. I wish you're here to smell it. It's just so awesome. Okay, and then the Khmer woman, this is what they do. Okay, so that's what we do. Or we can attach this to our hair. Okay, we'll tie this to our hair. All you do is just put it into the and then you have this perfume with you all day long, right? I mean, of course it's gonna get old and withered and vigoring, but what doesn't? So the ideas of champaca is that it had multi-purpose. Okay, it means it's a kind of flower that they put them together in arrangement and offer to God, offer to the highest, being, and also to the most beautiful woman, and for her to have dangle all her hair and that smell. I mean, if you go to Asia and see women put this champaca on their hair, so you just learn that from me. Okay, so I'll leave one on my hair. How about that? Okay, I'll put it back here. I had it the other day too, and man, it smelled. It just put that gladness in my heart. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave it in here with the little one-shot cup here. Yes, it had uncovered emboss on it. It's a gold uncovered in it. That cute. Look at that. I don't know. It was in my closet. Somebody had it. Okay, so my champaca bouquet. Okay, that's how you make bouquet for champaca. And then I also can make a bouquet for my what you call it? My jasmine. This is the Duke of Tuscany jasmine. It's named after the Tuscany Duke. I don't know what his name is, but then this jasmine was named after the Duke of Tuscany. The Duke, he related to the king or queen. He got a title, the Duke of Tuscany. Okay, so it's the same thing here. So I have champaca leaves, okay, or you don't have champaca leaf, you can have banana leaves, any kind of leaf around your house. You can even do whatever leaf you can find around your house that's big enough to do this. Okay, but if you like me and you like art and craft and be creative, then plant something that with big leaves. Okay, so here I did the same thing. Remember that? Okay, if I want a shorter sleeve, then I just fold it like that. Okay. And then just put either end together and wrap it like that. Very simple. Okay, very simple. Okay, so the ideal is to get the bottom of it a little pointy like that, or you can make it flat. You use your imagination, you'll be fine. It's no such a rule, but in Asia, in Cambodia, in Thailand, where this type of sleeve it had a purpose. Okay, multi-purpose. I'm gonna cut it off to give a little cleaner look. Okay, and I have my needle here, and just fast it together like that. Okay, and then you have a sleeve here where you can decorate your delicate flowers such as jasmine, such as champaca. And I would recommend that you get a champaca plant. Okay, it's expensive. Yes, I know it's expensive. Some said I don't have green thumb. I don't care if you have a sour thumbs. You can get one. Don't give me excuse about I don't have green thumb. I have a brown thumb. It worked for me. So I don't know what you're talking about. Sui, 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 sui mean beautiful in Thai. Okay. So for those of you who don't know me well, I am a polyglot person, so I can speak 4 languages. Not 1, not 2, 4. Very well. I am a freelance interpreter. I work as interpreter for a living. So in order to become an interpreter or translator, I have to be proficient in the language that I'm translating for. Okay. So if you see me speak in a few other languages, believe me, those are my language. The language that I endorse, the language that I spend years learning, the language that I was born into. So yes, it's one of those blessings that I received from heaven about. So I'm offering this beautiful bouquet of flower of God here to the heavens who've been blessed me with my talents, with my ability to converse in many languages. I love that. Okay, let's go and finish this bouquet here. So I have beautiful blooms of Duke of Tuscany jasmine. And I have Arabians of jasmine also. I don't know why it's called Arabian of jasmine. I'm just telling you that that's what it was called. That's what it's called. Okay, so I'm just telling you that if you're looking for jasmine, there's Arabian jasmine. There are Duke of Tuscany jasmine. There are sambac. I have sambac. I have Duke of Tuscany. I have sambac. I have stars. I have Arabian jasmine. So I have 4 kinds of jasmine. So this is one of my favorite next to the sambac. The sambacs are similar to this, but it has a longer stem of the petals. This had stout, fatty looking. Okay, so as you know that these are original, creative kind of making flowers raised out of leaves. So this is the champaca leaves, champaca. Okay, and jasmine leaves. Very small. So I want to be able to create that for you, but it's going to be very small. You know, I don't know what you're going to put in there. Fleas? Yeah, so there we go. We have Duke. Oh, the Duke is over here. The Duke. The relation of the king. And then I have champaca. World most fragrance flowers of all. Okay, into my 1 shot cup. No, I'm not giving this cup to you. Okay, you're gonna have to go online and see if you can get Uncle What gold Uncle What 1 shot cup. If you're a regular drinker, and I'm not giving you this. I think I have another one. Let me look for it. Oh yeah. since we still on the same subject, make it make sense. So look at that. Okay, I don't know where my kid got this, but then I hide from her because if she showed this to her friend, I'm sure it is gonna be gone. So if it's gonna be gone, it gotta be gone by me. I'm the lady of the house, so I deserve these possessions. Because I'm the one that's keeping all the family heirlooms and collections, and I have a few collectible dishes that date back to like the 1800s, you know, where the dishes are made out of the the bone textures kind of clay. Okay, so yeah, here's 1 shot. Also, I use this for my makeup holder. So look at that. You have intricate the king head here, the smiling, the 4 faces, but I only got 1 face here. So you know, when I went to Cambodia, I didn't find nothing like this, so I have to go back to Cambodia soon to collect some of this stuff and bring it home so I can share with you. Okay, so let me transport my 1 cup from here to here, because this one is bigger than that one. So all right, girls, ladies and gentlemen, champaca bouquet and the Duke of Tuscany jasmine. Okay, so we're good. We got it. The concept of making the bouquet and the pocket from the leaves. Okay. Okay. Let me put these away so that I can go to my next projects that I promised to do with you. If you're interested, if you wanted to learn how to crochet, stay with me. But if you're looking for a hot date, it's not here. She's out of order. Chef is out of order. She's only here to demonstrate the cooking and the smiling. That's it. No further, no question asked. Do not ask me. You won't get answer. Okay, so to be the the crochet kind of person, I also collect my well, I lost a few because I took it on the trip with me, I think. So when I fly, you know, sometimes I have fears of flying, what have I. So I will bring crochet products. So this will pass through TSA. TSA will give me issue about bringing this, but not that though. But that I only bring nail clipper when I do crochet on the airport, in the airport or on the plane. Okay, so TSA has been very friendly as far as me bringing the crochet needle, but don't bring the other needle. The I'm not sure about the this kind of needle here. Okay. So these are the, you know what these are? Okay, these are the knitting needles. Okay, you need two of these to put the yarn together. Okay, they come in different sizes. I have not knit for a long time. Okay, so this won't pass TSA. Okay, if you like me, you know, I get overwhelmed when I fly too long or too many trips. So I'll bring something with me to stay awake while I'm flying, and you know, if anything to, if the, I don't like to use the word if. So I bring this with me. This crochet here, I bring one or two with me on the planes, and it passed the TSA, and they never give me issue with it. Okay, so so with being said, I have a whole bunch of different kind of needles, and I have a few more. Well, I have not a few more. I had a lot more, and I have to go chase it because I put them away because I have not been crocheting for a while. So it came in different sizes. Also, you know, there's a fine one like that when we use some kind of different kind of threads and yarns. Okay, for different projects. So, and I have to look for the one that I not hiding, it is that I put away, and I gotta go look for it. So I have about 60-70 of my crochet needles. So the one that I use the most, this easy grip here. Okay, so you have to go online, order this kind. I grabbed this when it was at the craft store, and I had a whole set of it. I had about 7 of them, but I have this many left so far. A few. Chill it. Sorry, I have my dog living in my rooms. So so this right here I like. So when you buy the yarn, because I have a lot of leftover yarn from different projects. Okay, so I'm gonna try to finish some of this. Is rainbow color. This yarn here is a little pricey due to the multi coloring, the colors of it, but they're expensive, and it had that little hair, little hairy, and sometimes it's difficult to crochet because they stuck together. If you make mistake and you try to undo it, and then it's difficult. Sometimes I get frustrated with it. So there's different kind of yarns. Okay, you can find them everywhere at the art and craft store, and some yarn can range from $18 to $5 to $5, probably the cheapest, or $2.39. So these are cotton. Okay, so each yarn had different purpose and different use, and if you're allergic to polyester or what have you, and get cotton would be good. So I have so many yarns in my closet. I have about 30-50 spool of yarns because I've been doing a lot of crochets, and look at that cute little thing here. I didn't crochet this, but these are the crochet ideas. And then I have, so these are some of the leftover yarn from my previous project. The largest project that I did a year ago, somebody ordered a medium side or a full side bed cover or a throw, and I made out of a little heart shape. So it depends on what kind of yarn you be interested in. If you want to do the hand tie dye, it's more expensive, and it's really pretty. Or there's a few brand that are not too bad, because I'm not endorsed by any, so I can share with you. So then if you look at the yarns, okay, it'll give you descriptions of, it'll give you little descriptions on what needle you'll be using. Okay, it'll give you the little instruction here, what needle you'll be using, what needle will you be needing, okay, and how long this thing are. And I always buy plenty of this, and if I have leftover, I don't care. I just save for another project. And I've been making a lot of baby blanket, a lot of doily baby blankets and booties, and a little hat, a little bow, a little the one I did for my granddaughter was creating the a little mermaid, the little shell top, and then the mermaid tail was, it was so adorable. I think her mom have it framed up upstairs. Okay, so to do this, you have to have compassion, at least, have an interested in doing this kind of art and craft. Okay, I consider this art and craft, but this also can serve as I call it occupational therapy. And if you like a lot of crochet person, you get addicted to it, because when you crochet something, you want to get it done, and when you want to get it done, you don't sleep, you just want to work all day, all night, and I started this project I didn't finish, which is the I'm gonna do the lattice flowers. And when I start this, it was colder. Sometime it's gonna be one of the beautiful scarf that I have made up. This is a quite expensive yarn here. This is one of the expensive yarns also. It's one of my creations. Okay. And then yeah, I created something and I've forgotten, and I have to redo, and sometimes I have to cut it off. That's all the lattice flowers here. Okay. So without further ado, here I think I'm gonna be using the 4 mm or number G. Okay, this will do. It depends if I want a loose, if I want loose loose crochet, then I use bigger needle. If I want tight crochet, then I use smaller needle. Okay, either way will work. It's just a different textures of it. So it come in different sizes. So I have J, I have I have G, I have C, and I have F. So I'm missing D, I'm missing B, I'm missing what else did I miss? So I missed quite a few. But then I have other needles that had size K and a bigger size, and like fat one like that, and this is my fattest one right here, is the J. So the higher the letters, the bigger the hook will be. So I like a simple hook here. Okay, it's got kind of tilt head looking like that. Okay, some of the little flatters, and some I like this kind because it had these big handles. But if you crochet a lot, this will help. Okay, what's this? What's this? Something small like this. Okay, so this is a 04. So it's the same thing as this one right here. Okay. The difference is the grip. Okay, so I like this because it grip better, and just like writing, we're using the right hand. If you're left hand, then you hold the left hand. But typically, if the right hand person, this is where you're gonna hold it, just like you're holding a pen. Okay, so or graffiti pen or calligraphy pen. Okay. So just remember that there are all kind of needles, okay, different brand, different the grip. Okay, it's important grip. But if you're gonna do long term or big doing a blanket or big project, then you will need something with the grip, so that way, you know, it does not give your hand a little bump. Sorry, my nails a mess. I broke all of it doing something crazy. So to start with the basic, so you have to understand the crochet technique is you have to start with the basic crochet. Okay, so start with the chain. So with me, I'm just making a knot. Making a knot is easy. Okay, so there you go, like that. You just make a circle and then pull it through. Like that. Okay, so you had a little knot there. So it depends on whether you're making something small or something big. If you make a blanket, then you're gonna have to count. If you're gonna make a blanket, then you're gonna be looking at long change. If you're gonna make a king size, then you're gonna be super long. Okay. So but the principle of doing the lengths is to start from the bottom here. Okay, so I have my knot here. Okay, and this is the right size of needle or hook for this yarn here. So we're going to be making this basic crochet for our headband. Okay, so as you can see, the headband come in different style. Okay. This one I have only just a few rolls of the band, and you know what, it looked cuter on a little girl. You know, I do this for so many little girls for their birthday or for the gift, their arrival gift. And then I also have this roses here, and I like to wear mine at the side like that. You know, I mean, yeah, I mean, the principle of it is that you can wear it up here and back here, depending where you want to look pretty for. You know, you want someone to look from the back and see you from the back, or you want to put on the top, you're fine. For me, I wear on this side. It's just cuter. Okay, and then as you see that I have half length of the band. Okay, but then I have a full length band to look like that, or you can make a whole beanie and put the flowers on it. Okay, so that's what we're gonna be doing. So my my bigger the broader length of the broader band is looking like that. Okay, so this is best to cover your ear when it's like sub-zero degree. And yeah, these beautiful flowers, and watch out for the bees. Okay, so this is the larger band versus the thinner band. Okay, so it depends on what you're going to be wearing. You want something big or small, okay, or you want a whole beanies, or you want a whole hat, or a whole, or yeah, I do a lot of beanies. In fact, I have beanies that I inscribe my own name on it, you know, Vanna Inn. I have my own name on my beanies, but this one right here is a small band, a medium band. Okay, without further ado, let's do that. Okay, let's start with this basic here, right? I tie a knot and put my needle in there. So I to start with this little band here, I do a count of 9. Okay, so if you beginner, you know what to do. If you have not crochet in your life, so like I did, you know, tie a knot and make a slip through there. Okay, so don't worry about this part. We're going to cut it off or hide it away. So the basic is to, for me, I wrap my there, get, no, it's not complicated, or my mom, she does this, she does that, and she had a better control because she has some extra yarn here that tied to her finger, and she released it as we crochet. So for me, I get a little more complicated. So I mean, this was like so easily like this without trying to refill it on your finger. My mom, when she ran out from her finger, she would refill it. For me here, if I do this, I mean, you're gonna get good at it. So like that. Okay, so wrap it around, and whatever that you're gonna do, fine. Just the idea is to learn how to crochet. So there we go. That's the first chain. Okay, so it's the just to grab and pull through, grab and pull, grab and pull, right? So some of you said, I can't do that, and then you end up pulling too hard and then pull the yarns and all that. I'm trying to teach my grandkids, and it will work. He said, I don't have patience for this, Grandma. This is not for me. Fine with me. Okay. Okay, so the snatch and pull, it leaves you this beautiful chain here. Okay, these are the chains. Okay, for these chains, we're going to add more chains, and then it's going to get as big, as long as you desire. Okay, and then you can decrease, increase as we go, as needed. All right, so I know the lightning will not be sufficient, but let's. So I said I need about 8 of this, right, to create this little. This is a basic crochet. It's a single crochet. Okay, we can do double, we can do triple, we can do quad trips, whatever it is that I can help you to understand a little bit as we progress into the concept. Okay, so I have 1 chain, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6, 1. You can tell by looking at it, because there you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, because it's a small yarn, so I'm going to do 8 count. So I have extra 1 because I'm going to come back and I skip 1 chain right there. Okay, so I'm going to come back to the next change and do the same thing. Okay, so you see that it's it had a little gap between there. Yeah, so you want to put your needle right into there and grab the yarns and pull it, okay, into, grab, pull it through, into the gap, pull, and then you will have this two thread here, and then you want to pull through both of it like that. Okay, and this is a fun project. Okay, so once you learn this basic right here, you'll be on your way to create many beautiful project. Okay, so my last one, okay, right there. So I can count by this little pattern here. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 count of my stitches. Yeah. So this is a single stitch. Okay, the next time when we meet, we'll do the double stitch. Okay, so now you have the foundations of this here. This is a single stitch. They're so pretty and so easy, very basic. Anybody can do it. Okay, so now that I have finished my first 2 rows, okay, I have the first row here, and then I add another row, so this is going to be the 3rd row. So and it look like that. Okay, so for those who crochet all your life, you say it is easy. It is. Once you get a hold of it, once you know the basic, once you have the principle of the crochet uh, ideas, and it's easy. But for those who are beginner, it's not going to be easy because you have to deal with how to deal with this hook, how to deal with pull it through this hole here. Okay, so the third line would be that we turn this around. Okay, we turn it around, so it's going to be on this side, and then you want to put your hook back into that little thread here. Okay, that would be our third rows, and then again have your yarn in position, whether you wrap it around your finger or what have you, you're fine. Okay, so I got my needle back in here, so I'm not gonna lose it. Okay, so and then here I had this the beginner hole right here, so that's where we're gonna start right there. Okay, and we're gonna finish off at the 8 stitches over here. Okay, so put the needle back in there, and then back into the first stitch, the very first. Do not skip. If you skip and then you're reducing it and it gets smaller, same thing. Okay, grab, pull it through into that little next stitch there. There's a hole there. Okay, right. This is for beginner only. Okay, if you're amateur and you're professional, then you're welcome to exit. But if you want to stay and watch us doing this, you're fine. Okay, make sure next time I'll make my nail look prettier because I have been gardening. So right, so this is my third rows of the basic single stitch. So I have come to the end one, the last one. Okay, so this is my last stitch right here. Okay, just same thing, my last stitch, and insert and pull. So there go our third rows. Okay, it's gonna start forming this little pattern here. You see the rows here? We take 2 of the rows, 2 of the crochet rows to create this texture here, right there. Okay. All right, so we finished our third rows. Now we're gonna turn it around. Remember, turn around, and you have this. We have to continue with this. If you lose it, then you have to retract. Okay, so we're gonna go through that first hole here. Okay, remember we have this, and tighten it a little bit, and the first, and then remember we have 8 of this. Okay, so we're gonna repeat this until we have until we have enough count to create this stream of a pattern here. Okay, so this will be something that we have to finish it later on when we finish building this band here. Okay, row by rows, and then so I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So when I get to the 10th row, I will increase this, okay, to make a little increase here. Remember, I'm not doing the full straight count. Mine is, I'm creating a little band and increase it where I needed to place my flowers. Okay, so remember, you see that it has a little conjoin here. I mean, it gets slimmer. It's bigger here and it gets slimmer. But right now I'm building the slimmer, and we're gonna do the additional when we get to the 10th row, and gonna work on both sides. Okay, and then we're gonna count how many rows we need that are the additional. So this right here is it's easy because it's the same count all the way around. Count. So this one is get a little tricky because we did the additional. We add a little more lines here, or a little more count on in the middle, so that we can add the flowers. It balance out. Okay. But this right here, I had it the same count all around, and the flowers a little exaggerating because I like it that way, you know. Or I can add a few of the finer flowers on it. You know, I did that on my previous. I did the cherry blossom. So I had a smaller blossom everywhere, and it looks so cute. I saw that one. Somebody ordered a whole bunch of that. I used to crochet so many of this beautiful headband, and my eye got tired, and I quit doing that for a long time. You know, I mean, I don't want to lose my champaca. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, so let's go back to our crochet. Sorry about that. So I have just a couple more to, a few more to finish. Okay, remember, go in between where there's a little gap here. Okay, pull and tuck and pull, grab and pull. So sometimes I will skip one of the count and then it get thinner and thinner, right? But I want it evenly, so I would have to make sure that it's start to build that pattern here. So I think this is the 4th row, so we have 2 lines already. The 5th row, I think. 4th row, sorry. So it started to build this little chain here, the little pattern here. See it? It started to build this pattern here. So we need 10 of this. We have a long way to go. Okay. So do you get an idea now? If you don't, you want me to go slower or what have you? Okay, Mama, you at the end already, so you start a new row. So yeah, we just repeated the same technique, okay, into the little gap here in between, grab and pull through. Okay, first you started with single, what you call that? I don't even have a name for it. Single yarn. And when you grab it, you had double yarn, and you wanted to grab all the yarn, pull it through both yarns, both hook, both, I don't know what to call it. I'm sorry. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so if you get it now, I mean, you're not crocheting with me anyway, so let's just get the basic ideas. Okay, so for me, because I'm used to it, I don't have to do anything. I leave the hook on the yarns and just flip and start my new rows. Okay, because I have a long way to go, and because I can go as quick as, not machine though, but I can go quick. I can get a few of beanies done a day, because this is a very basic and easy patterns, and in fact I can finish this in a couple hours. But the flowers is a little challenging, so you know, we'll spend some time doing the flowers if you'd be interested. Okay, so you get the ideas, you know. I mean, what I did here is that I increase it. Okay, I increase it by add extra count on each end, and let me show you how to do that. Okay, so now you finish the row here, right? So you want to add the extra count is to go ahead and finish do your first regular one, and at the same hole you just do extra crochet. So now you have double here. See it? You have 2 of them here, and then we'll do the same thing here. Okay, we do the same thing. We add 2 at the end, or you can add 2 in the middle, but then it's not going to turn out good if you add in the middle. It is turned into different pattern. But every time when you add something, or you add the count, then you add on both ends evenly. Okay, unless you want one end to go to expand and keep the length here. I can do that also. Okay, just add only one side and then it's just gonna go curvy, and then this will be straight. So I add 2 on that count. Okay, so now I'm just gonna do single in every single stitch here until I got to the end where I can add 2 of the stitches at the end here. So I'm at the end now. Okay, so I'm gonna add the regular one, the regular count, which the 8th one, and then I add the extra one on going to the same crochet, same hole. Okay, so now you see that it started expand already. So we're gonna come back. We're not gonna add anymore until we finish this top row here, or we do a few more rows just to give that nice evenly. Okay, so what I do is that I skip 2 rows and add an extra count, and then that depends. So now I have 10 of the count now. Remember, I start with 8 and I add 2 more, so that would be 10. And here I think we have 16 count. Okay, so by the time I'm done adding this, it'll be 16 count. Okay, so right now I have 10. As we go further, okay, remember I need 10 of this single as the 10 of the 8 count, like, because we're building a band. Okay, so from here to here until I expand here, just like I'm doing right now. Okay, it's I have 10 of this, the 8 count, and then when I got to the 10th one, I add 2 more, 1 on each side, each end, and then I crochet about 2 rows, and then I add 2 more, 1 on each end, and I crochet and then I crochet 2 more rows until we add 16, until we got to the 16 count, and then I just crochet about 5-6 rows of it, and then I decrease. Okay, and I show you how to decrease if you're gonna start. Okay, and so I have this extra row that that we're gonna start counting, adding the extra crochet. Remember, we skipped 2 rows, so the 3rd rows we're gonna add extra crochet to the end here. So we double here, we double it here to the end. Okay, and then now we have 11 stitches, and I'll meet you to the end. We have 10 already. When we add another one, it'll be 12. Okay, so that's my 12, and turn it around, and then just do the crochet over the 12 stitches. Okay, all right, so I'm just teaching you I'm just showing you the general ideas. Okay, if I were to do all these stitches here, it would be a while, but if you would like me to do that, then send me the yes, send me a message that you want me to demonstrate the whole crochet of the whole band, because I know it would take at least 2 hours to do that, which that's what the time that I typically do for my cooking show anyway, right? So yeah, so we add. So the idea is when to add to enlarge your crochet project is that sometime in the beanies in the beanie I would increase or decrease in the middle, because the beanie is conjoined like this. Okay, but the band we will conjoin it later. Okay, so it's stretchy, see it? Okay, So let me do a couple more rows and I'll show you how to decrease this band. So I have 12 on there, but you can make it as big as you like, as many rows as you please. But if you want to create a beanie out of this, you can also, and that would be another project for this. Okay, sometimes the beanie will start from the base here. Sometimes we started from the middle. It just depends on what style or what patterns we're using. Okay, so I'm going to do a couple more rows and I'll show you how to decrease it. Okay, okay, I'm going to increase one more row. I think this is the 16th. Let me see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, I think I forgot to increase one on this. I have 13. But anyway, the basic principle to this is that when I decrease this thing, okay, I would because it start with 8 here. Okay, so I'm gonna add one more here because we have 13 and we'll do one more row. I forgot to add it, so don't matter. So let's turn around and add a few more rows before I decrease it for you. So I will need some roll to show to you so I can decrease it so we see the difference. So how do you measure this? What I do is that I start with 10 of the 8 rolls here. Okay, the 8. I have 10 of this chain here. This the 8 count, and when I increase it, I increase by 2. Okay, so 1 on each end, and then I skip a few rows and I add 2 more, 1 more on each end, and then with that, here's on the, so as you can see that I had 8 rolls of these, 10 of this. Okay, so when I get to the number 10, I increase by 2 until I got 16 count. So I have about 5 rows of, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows of 8 rows of well, I increase it slowly. I increase by 1 on each side. So then after the 10 rows, I have the 12, the 14, and eventually the 16. And I have about 6 rows of the 16. And then I start decreasing by skip 1 count on each end, just like we increase. We add 1 extra on each end. So when we decrease, we will take 1 out of each end. Okay, and then we crochet 1 or 2 rows, just like we did count down, count up. So, and then at the end, you will have the same count, which is the 8 count, and then you can join them together. So let me do a couple more rows, so that way when I decrease it, it'll see the difference. Okay. So this is the regular band, the headband, and you can do without. I have one that I didn't add flowers to it. If you don't like the flowers, you just do regular band. It's good for when you're attending the gyms. I'm sorry, I don't have it with me. But the idea is to do the regular band would be like just a regular band like this. It depends how big or how thick, how thin you want it, right? So it's just regular band. You can wear regular band. But if you want something fancy, then you add the flower to it. The same thing for this too. You can just make rubber band. You don't like the flowers, you don't like the fanciness, and just leave it out. Okay. All right. So to decrease this, we have to count it backward. By skipping. Okay. So by skipping the first crochet here. Okay. So we just go to the second crochet. You skip the first one and it just crochet forward. Okay. So now you have one crochet less. When you decrease, you skip one crochet, go to the second hole. I don't know, I'm sorry, the word hole, but what else there is. Okay, so here I am. I have a couple more before I can't decrease this, so I will have to finish the whole rows, and when I turn around, where I can skip, the first one is right here. Okay, the first one is right here. We'll skip that one. We're just gonna go crochet the second hole here. So we skip the first one, okay, and go to the second hole, and then there you go. You will get the increase. I mean the decrease, not increase. Okay. So if you get the ideas of creating the bands, if you want the whole band looking even like that, so there's no decrease or increase, you just use the same count. This one right here, it's different patterns. Okay, so I crocheted a long way, a long line. I did not build it from the bottom like this I build it upward. Okay, this one right here, I crochet in a long string, and because I conjoin it with the flower here, first I make the flowers, and then I create this band around it. Okay, so same thing for here. This is the same style that I do here. I built from a little chain here. Okay. So to do this, you will need a lot of chains. I think there's about 60, 70 chains, and even more. It depends on what size the head of yours is. Okay, if you have big head, then you will need longer, more of the chains. If you small head, for the baby, then of course I can give you the exact measurement for that. Okay. But because I'm making for me, so I'm just gonna show you that's made for me and how many chains it will need, right? So the best is to give a measurement of your head. Okay, so is to use the yarn. Okay, you get the yarn and or measurement tapes, what have you, and just you go around your head like that. Okay. So if you want it tight, then make it shorter. You want it loose, and make it longer. So for that, it's that long. So that's how long the chain that you need to go circumference your head or the baby head. Okay, or you can use the measurement tapes. All right, so that's how long we will need to go circumference. If you do a man head, probably longer than that, because men head is typically bigger than woman head, and the baby head, or the teenagers, or the toddlers, or the baby, the newborn. So therefore, it depends on who you're making it for. If you're making for the newborn, then of course, it's going to be a lot thinner, a lot smaller. If you're making it for the a toddler, and for me, if I look at someone, the size of the head, I can tell what size that I would need for. I'm never mistaken. Just like cooking, I reduce exact amount of pouring and dashing, and it will give me the perfect ingredients that I need. Okay, so here's the measurement tape. For my head, you know how to do, use the measurement tape, right? So it's the end with the number here. So you would measure your head, and this is female head, okay, small. So it's about 21 inches for female head, okay. So for the baby head, probably not bigger than, oh, this is probably toddler head, okay. So it'd be about 16, 17, because this is stretchy, okay. So it's stretchy, so I put this bar around it so that way it does not stretch too much. You see that I put the bar around it just to help keep this yarn from stretching too much, because over time, overuse, or you wash it, it'll get stretchy. By putting the border here, it help keep it in place, okay. So because every time when you put it on, you stretch it, because there's supposed to be a stretchy pattern here. See it? See, it's stretchy, okay. So that's why when I make this, it makes sense that I measured with the measurement tapes, but then consider this is stretchy, so I will not be doing the 18 or 20, 22, 21 count. I would do about 19 counts, because it'll get stretched, okay. It'll stretch. Believe me, it'll stretch over time. Even this, you know, it's stretch. So because yarn stretch, so for the baby, for the band, for the beanie, same thing, it's stretched over time. So any kind of clothes that we wear, it'll stretch, okay. It's stretched because it's from the plant base or what have you, and cotton, and other yarn products will stretch. It's stretched. It's stretched, okay. So believe me, it's stretched, and that's why you can make it tighter. And as the time go by, you're wearing it, it'll wear and tear, it'll stretch, and then you have to resize it, or you just get done with it, so you don't use it anymore. So I'm always making it smaller than my head, so when I use it, it'll stretch over time, especially the beanies, okay. Let me see if I have my beanie with me. I put them away because I don't need it anymore, because it's getting warmer, and sometimes the attitude of crocheting work better when it's cold, you know, because it serves different purpose when it's cold. So here's my beanies. Okay, oops, excuse me. So these are my beanies. Okay, I like it short, and you can put a little pom-pom on it. I have my initial right here. Yeah. So I had this for a while. It's stretched. Yeah. So here we go. This is my finished products. I have I have scarf that go matching with it. Okay. So I have my initial on it. It's a Vanna I on it. Okay. So I can put it straight like that, just like any brand. You know, I mean, you brand your own product. Inn, Vanna Inn. I brand my own products. And when I give it to friends and family, I normally do the initial. I give them the initial also. Okay, I only brand my own when I wear mine, but when I make it for friends or family, I would initial their name on it. I don't claim the ownership with it, but I know that I make it for them. So I want them to be proud of wearing the beanie with the name on it. You know, it's like chap. What do you call it? Elizabeth Arden's, or Fifth Shag, or Georgia Armani, or what have you. Okay, I have a name too. You know, I mean, yeah, it's just a matter of creating your own initial, your own style. You know, I mean, it may not look extremely professional, but you know what? I made them. I had my initial on it. So I have a few of these. Okay, this is the only one that I put initial on. I thought was cute. So if you want something to do something like this, and then send me your thought, so that way I can show you how to make basic beanies with your name on it and everything. You know, I know right now when you talk about beanies, scarf, and all that, it's making you feel hot and all that, because it is true. But sometimes when I crochet in the winter time, my attitude taught about crocheting, it's better, because then you feel warm by touching and be exposed to the yarn. An attitude about me crocheting in summer that I don't need this, it's too warm already. Okay, so it's a different attitude, right? So there we go. So we Mama was showing you how to decrease it, right? To decrease it, we have to turn it around, and we skip the first. We'll skip the first count right here. We skip. We don't go to the second count right there, which is right there. Okay, you can tell first count, second count, and there's a little hole that go with it right there, and it's right there. So we skip the first count, and by doing the same thing, just keep the yarn in your needles and just insert and pull, and then keep doing that until you return to the normal beginning, which is the 8 count. Okay, and then you crochet it until you're done, and then you have a beanie. I mean, not beanie, a band, a headband. Okay, a beanie would be, this is the beanie, this is the headband. Got it, Vanna? Get yourself together, girl. You get confusing, right? Headband, beanie, a hat. Okay. I made mom a hat, a beautiful hat. I have to make it, but then it's summer, it's gonna get, hot. I wear a hat too. I love hats. I have a collection of hats. Somebody gave me a collection of hats. Okay, so let's do that. Let's increase some more. I mean, decrease some more. Okay, I skip the first count, go to the second count, and crochet until I have 8 count left where I started it. Okay, and so this is just the ideas of decreasing, increasing to make the whole band here. Okay, because to make the whole band, I would take about 2 hours, just the band itself, and it will be another 30-40 minutes to make this flower here. So maybe if you like, I can show you how to make these roses here. Maybe you'll be more interested, right? Right now it's boring, but when you make something beautiful such as roses, it's going to be interesting. Okay, so I'm to the end. Remember, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 12, so I have a few more to decrease. So let's do that, and skip the first count and go to the second second count, and then just work forward until we get to 8 count where we started here. Okay, and then we conjoin them. Conjoin is, if you want me to show you how, I can stay a little bit in a few minutes to show you how to conjoin them. And then making flower, I'll come back another time, we'll make the flowers. How about that? Is that agreeable for those who wanted to crochet? Okay, so now I'm gonna skip the first one and crochet to the second count. Okay, we're not gonna do whole, we're gonna say count. When I say count, meaning that we the pattern of it. Okay, so let me see how many we have. I think we have 10. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, okay, 8. So we're gonna, so we got to the 8 count like we started here. Okay, so we got a little bump here. Okay, so in a normal setting where I have mine here. Okay, so this is in of it. So when I add the flowers and the leaves, so I was attaching it so it looked a little crazy inside, but the outside got these beautiful flowers, and the inside you'll see all the sewing attach the flowers and the leaves together. Okay, so as you can see that start with the thin rolls and then increase as I go so that I can place my flowers. So yeah, like this one right here, same thing. All right, so I have 8, so I'm gonna go ahead and do a few more rows and show you how to conjoin them. So when we got our 8 now, we're not gonna skip anymore. We're just gonna do the regular count. Okay, we're just gonna use up all the count that we have on here, which are the 8 count. Okay. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7. Oh, I still have one more. I have 9. Okay, so I'm gonna come back and decrease one more. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so I'm gonna do a few more rows and I'll put them together for you. Okay. We're not gonna skip anything. Remember, we got the 8 count as we needed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, but we're not going to finish the whole 4 rows. I just want to show you how you can put this together. But remember, I started with 8 count and I make 10 of the 8 count. Okay, and I increase by 1 on each side until it depends on how big you need it. So here I increase it and I skip 1 row and I increase the next row, I skip the next row and I increase the next row until I have the 18. That's 16 or 18. It's gonna go like that, like a pyramid. Okay, and then once I get all that done, I have about altogether, let me count it for you. Altogether, all the counts here, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 1, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. It's 48 rows. Okay, 48 rows. 48 rows, so I have 10 of the 8 and then I have 20 rows in between, meaning that I have about 8 of the 8 rows, and then the rest would be the additional that I add to increase here. Okay, or when you measure it, if you are 20 inches long, and then remember to decrease it by at least an inch, so that way it does not, when over time it's stretched. So when it's stretched, it's gonna fall off your head. So okay, so you don't want that to happen. So you want it to stay up here. So you need it tight up here. So and that's why, like I said, remember the stretchiness of it. Okay, so you can increase an inch of it is fine. Okay, because it's gonna stretch over time. Okay, so let's assume that I have 8 the rows that I need. Okay, let me do one more so that I can match with this end here. There's different way of people holding the needles, but this is my way because I'm used to this. I was taught this way by the Thai teacher that taught me how to crochet when I was in a refugee camp. So I always been crocheting at this manner, at this. So now you see that little bump when we increase it. Okay, we increase it. If you want it bigger, then increase 1 on each side. And when we decrease it, we just skip 1 count and go to the second count. And when we put them together, so remember this end here. Okay. So grab your hold, keep it holding, and then to do this, you kind of go over and penetrate through the first hole that we start, and just pull it through like that. Pull it through, slip knot. It's called slip knot. And then the same thing. So remember, you have to go through 2 of these rows here. So we did the first rows, the first count. So we're gonna go to second count and do the same thing. We'll grab and pull. Remember, you have 2 layers of this. We can join them, so you use 2 layers of this, okay? So we want to sew them together, or you can use needles, crochet needles, cut it up and you sew it. But because I'm so used to crocheting everything, attach them together, so that's what we'll do. Okay, so you see the third count here, and found the third count on the other side, and pull it and single crochet, or you can do a slip knot. A slip knot would be like just slip like this, okay? It's a half of the single crochet, but we do single crochet because it gives a nice finished look. So throw the first hole and the second hole, grab and pull. Oh, we have 8 of this, okay? So I think we have a few more, 4 more. Okay, now the last one. Okay, there you go. Okay, it'll give you this a little roll here, and if you turn it over, it'll hide the stitch, and it'll be looking like that. Okay, thank you for the heart. Appreciate that. Wow. Okay, so you know what I'll do with this? I'll do the hairband. I can tie this, okay? So where's my scissor? And so if you don't want to do the whole band, you can be creative, okay? And just do the little short band. You can tie your hair up. Okay. So to finish up, I cut the yarn, and I'll do a few more just to make sure that it's in place. Okay, so that it doesn't come off. I normally just tied it up good, and sometimes you don't do that, it'll come out and it will undo the whole string gonna come out, and it's gonna ruin all your work. Okay, so I always make sure that I tied it really well and it won't come off. I did a lot of granny square blanket and give to friends and family. And this end here, I'm gonna cut it off. Awesome. So with this, I can have my excuse me. Hold on. Let me remove her before I lose her. So this is give me an idea. Okay, I have not thought about it, but now that I have this, I'm just gonna grab my hair and band it up here, back here. That worked also. I don't know if you can see it, but well, just idea. Well, better yet, you know, I mean, you can add rubber band to it, or elastic band. If you creative like I do, you know, you can use elastic band, or this will hold right here. See, it holds really well right there. There you go. So now you learn the basic single crochet, and remember that you measure it, you add to increase is to add 1 extra to the end here until you reach the size that you need. Okay, so if your size is big size, then can't remember, was over 30 count on this. Okay, and if you're not sure, then do the measurement. You know, make sure that you measure correctly. and then just go around your head for the baby. Also, for if you have a honey, he wanted a band, and or he wanted beanies, and for my head is about 22 inches, but I'm gonna decrease to 21 inches because it's stretch. Okay, so it correlated. Look at that. Okay, this I'm not even measuring it. When I did the band, I just put on my head and I said, "Oh, Vanna, that's your size, okay, girl. All right, keep it that way, keep it that size, keep it that count." So yeah, and then guess what? Next time when we meet again, I will show you how to do this basic rows. Okay, and if you already have your band ready and you wanted to make the rows, if you could, then go right ahead. But if you don't, you can wait around and we can do this together. Very simple. All right. And if you want to do the garum dual, which is the Cambodian national flowers, you can do this also. This is very basic. I got the pattern figured out. Okay, so I know it won't mean anything to you because you're not Cambodian, but for those who are Cambodian, they will appreciate this because every woman loves champaca, just like women who in love with this champaca. Oh, this is called rumdul. Okay, this is rumdul, and if you see that a lot of Khmer women named rumdul, because it's named after these beautiful flowers, just like jasmine, just like magnolia, marigold, Irish, what else? Okay, so a lot of girls named after the flowers. Same thing in Cambodia. Okay, champa, a lot of champa, a lot of rumdul, a lot of those are the most common. Champa, which is this, rumdul, which is this. I'm glad my mom didn't name me Champa or Rumdul. Name me Vanna. Don't even know what that is. In Thai, it means a day of farming. I don't know why, but here you go. Oh, you know what? If you worked out somewhere in the gym or at home, I mean, this is stretchy. See what I mean? It's stretch. So, you can wear around your wrist and you can put your phone on here. Or you can wipe your sweat with it. Or you just want to be cool, you put some beads on it, you know what I mean? Or you can add a watch or something sentimental. Yeah. Yeah. So, be creative. You don't have to go pay anybody doing that, Oh, this is champaca jewelry my daughter got for me on my birthday. Yeah. Same thing. Same flower. Look at that. So I'm not exaggerating about how I create these flowers because this is the real anatomies of the flowers here. Okay, the little bud in the middle, so which I create. This is more challenge is to make this little the middle bud right here. Okay, this is easy, and the leaf is easy, and the band is so easy. I can do that with my eye closed. Just kidding. All right, so I have spent enough hour with you. I appreciate the time you spend here with me. I know that if you're gonna crochet, go ahead and run for the art and craft store, or you go online and check into varieties of yarns. Okay, and it came in so many different brands and different yarns type, right? So this is cotton for sure. I use this for baby blanket a lot. Some of the kids, they be allergic to dye and stuff like that, so I have to be mindful. And it come in different textures and the size of the yarns. Okay, so this is more suitable for flowers here. It's so little compared to this side here, so you can tell that they're different. So this is more fine, this is more bulgy for different project. If I'm gonna do the same project, I have to double this yarn here. Okay. So I did a lot of beanies and scarf for my honey. I know he was excited at first, and I don't know where all of them are now. If this is how I test whether people appreciate my work or not. I give them one item. Okay, if my item are not being used, that it. I'm not doing anymore. I'm not gonna lose my sleep over. I'm not gonna lose my sight over trying to make something that spend hours, maybe days, especially the blanket. The blanket can take me a few weeks, or 5, 6 weeks, a month to do it, right? And then they'd be hiding in the closet. Come on now, okay? I didn't make it for that purpose. But anyway, so I'm running out of batteries. I wanted to be able to spend this time to thank you for your support and being here for me and watching me, even you're not a big fan of crochet product, art and craft. But you know what? It's a pleasure to work. It's a pleasure to have this kind of skill, because it help improve your well-being. Because if you have a lot going on in your life, and this will be your, what you call it, occupational therapy for me. When I have too many worry, I have things going on in my life and I can't figure it out, I'm just sit down and crochet. You know, I'm not the kind of person where I get crazy and go get drunk and things like that. No, I'm not the kind of person. But when I'm worried and when things going wrong in my life, I crochet. I make something ordinary coming out of it. That's the difference between people who know how to take care of their mental health and their well-being. Is that a lot of people will turn to drug and alcohol and counseling. I'm turning to something that I can appreciate, that I can put into work, and it helped me mentally. It helped me to deal with, forget about my problems for a little bit. You know, I to me, I don't have a problem, but people who around me do have problems, so it affects us. It's like the chain. Okay, let me get a charger for my iPad before I lose you. So this help, everything that we do in our life, it's not about making money, making fame, making anything, which is something that we like doing. It help us improve our mental being. Okay. If you like plants, then you go out there and you garden. If you like crochet, if you like shopping, you like travel, whatever it is that you do to distract from your own misery or your own happiness or unhappiness that people brought into you, or you got into it, whatever reason it is. Like my sweetheart, he's a very intelligent man. He you probably have seen him around with me a few times, more than a few times. He would tell me, honey, there's nothing, you cannot run away from problems. And he's right. No, I don't run away from my problem. If the problem is keep coming, so I'm just gonna take a vacation. I'm just gonna leave it for a while, come back when I'm ready to face it. Right. So yeah, it didn't turn out to be a beanie, but it's my wrist guard. And yeah, I can add a little flower to it, and it's gonna be a piece of my wrist jewelry. I think I don't want to do that. I want to add a beautiful flower to it, and then I can wear this. It's not a complete count, but you know what? I don't care. It's a crochet. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? So you have rainbow colors. So I'm just saying that as a human, we were blessed with the intuitive, meaning that you had this, the God giving you to discern between right and wrong, and that the intellectualness, just like me, I'm blessed with multilingual abilities called polyglot, where I be able to diverse in different languages, and that with that ability, I'm able to make a living out of it and do translations. I can help people who don't speak the language to do the translating, just like a building bridge where people can walk across it, and I will be the bridge, and connecting both ends. So that's always been my my worthiness, a blessing from God, and to be able to dialogue in different languages, and it has been blessed me, my life, and people who I helped for the past 40 years. Okay, it took me 4 years to graduate from high school, and after that I took off and started doing something for the community and give it back by serving. Thank you all for Dami, thank you, love, for the heart. Appreciate that, love. I love it. Thank you, love, for the heart. And the other day, I didn't know my grandson was on TikTok and sending me thousand of hearts. So, and then his mom took a little videos and sent it to me, and I see my grandson, his hand was so busy, you know, he was touching the screen, sending me the hearts, and my daughter's doing the same thing right now. And sometimes my sweetheart Stone, he'll do the same thing. He'll go on when I'm on. He showed me the support. He'll be sending me like 10,000 a heart. You know, if I'm on there for hours, I have this heart, and that's touching. You know what I was telling you, that if you are not a sport person, if you like me, you're homey kind of person, you do the cooking, you do the sewing, you do the knitting, you do the crocheting, you do the gardening, and that's your thing. There's nothing wrong with that. That's perfect. That's called your leisure. That's called your what else there is. It's it's your lifestyle, okay? And I'm not the kind of person who out there clubbing, smoking, drinkings, and stripping. No, I'm a more homey. I'm a more what you call it? I'm more calm and spiritual. Okay, yeah, I'm working on that side also, to be more spiritual and loving and nurtured and yeah, peace and calms. And there's time where I'm not a peaceful person. You know, I have open carriers and I carry with me in time that I need it. So cute and dangerous. So, but no, I was saying that always have something extra to help increase your well-being. Okay, if you like exercise, you like to take a walk, you like to climb the trees or climb rocks and swim, ride horse, or even just chop down trees, what have you, whatever that make you become involved and not bombarding with the problems in your life, the problems that happen in the family. You know, we all have them. Don't deny it. I'm not going to deny nothing. I'm not perfect. God didn't send me to this world to be a perfect person. He's here to send me here so that I can learn to deal, learn to endure, learn to be more righteous, learn to love, learn to give, learn to take, learn to do all that. And that's what human being are all about. You know, we're not that perfect. Even I don't know. The Lord said that if any one of you are perfect of guilt or perfect, then cast the first stone. You know, when this woman was caught cheating by this man, you know, the one with fancy robes, and they said, Jesus, you know, what you gonna do with this woman? She got caught now cheating. Are you gonna cast stone on her? You're gonna punish her? What you gonna do to her? So, you know, the Lord, he's like us. He's intuitive. He's so smart, but he's a son of a of the supreme being. I know you're not Christian. You're not going to believe me, but you know there's a story about that. So the Lord said, "Well, you know, if any one of you are perfect, and cast the first stone." The woman never got cast with a stone because no one was perfect. All those men with fancy robe, with big jewelries, walk away and said, "I'm not perfect. I'm not a cast stone. The karma can be on me." So then the woman was so happy because no one punished her, even Christ himself. Christ himself didn't punish her. All Christ did was teaching with love. And that we do with our children, that we teach them with love. You know, I mean, you hold your tongue, you hold your thought, because every word that come out of mouth is either it's a teachings or it's hurting. If it's teaching, then you have to do it with love, kindness, to tone down your voice. Just like today, I was asking, who leave the dishes over here in the sink? My grandson, and Grandma, were you yelling? I don't know. I'm hard of hearing, so either I'm talking to you, I'm talking to me. If I talk loud, you said I'm yelling. If I talk soft, you said you can't hear. So sometimes I forgot to be in between. You know, like, hello, can you please come down here and wash your dish so I can cook for you? You know, something like that. But anyway, so I yeah, I'm not preaching. I'm just speaking the truth. The truth will set us free. The Lord said that. Okay, because I was speaking to my honey the other day. We were driving and we were just talking And I was telling him that when I came from another state, I got a calling to teach in a seminary. So in seminaries, I gotta learn. I have to understand everything is said in the Bible, in the scriptures, or any kind of scriptures that the church utilize. So they said, "Wow, you just like my mom." He said, "My mom is very scriptorials, meaning that she can quote out of the scriptures. I can't, but I can tell the stories on each, not on each of the prophets or each of the book. Okay, some of the story in the Bible that capture my heart. One of those is Job's. Job was a righteous man. He was wealthy. He had all kind of servant. He got kind of land. He got beautiful home and real estate reels, and he got all kind of horse and donkeys and camel. I think at the time camels. Well, if you have the most camels, you'll be rich. You have the stallion. So one day God said, "Hey, you know what? Let's put some affliction on Job. And Job came up with all kind of boy where he can't even sit, he can't even do nothing. The boys like the big bum, the big, boys are terrible. It hurt because it had pus inside of it, and you have to squeeze the pus out. You have to do surgery to get the pus out to release the tension, to release the pain. So all his friends said, "Oh, Job did something wrong. It's a karma. That's why God punished him." Remember, he was a righteous man. God said that himself. But God just wanted to test his patience, his tolerance, and test his obedience. So his wife said, "Oh man, Job, you are ashamed of yourself. You did something wrong. God took away his children, took away the thing that he has, and just and Job never complained once, and he just keep praying, Lord, forgive me if I did something wrong. Help me heal." He didn't blame God at all, but his wife did. His friend, his co-worker, all those rich people in the area blame him and chastise him and say that he did something wrong to offend God. That's why God put boil on him. So he had so many boils, he can't even sit on his butt. He can't even sleep on his back. So So then, after the pain and suffering, God said, "You know what? I got you. You been nothing but truthful. You didn't call on my name. You weren't doing blasphemy. You were good. You were patient, and you were loving. You were obedient." So God restored most of the stuff on him. He healed him, give back that the Lord take from him. So you see, even with the most kind, most loving, most righteous person, God still want to give you that challenge, and He does. So if you ever feel that you did so good in life and you never done anything wrong to anybody, but bad thing keep happening to you, it happened to me. Thank you for the gift. Appreciate it. Thank you, love. It happened to me. It happened to everybody. Whether you're a serial killer, whether you a nun, whether you pope, whether you leader of the church, whether you're the bishop, whether you're the cardinals, and if you find that you're facing adversaries, facing the tribulations that just keep coming on, and just remember that God always want to refine you, and just like the blade, just like the Japanese blades, the one they use in the combat, what you call it, samurais, the goldsmith or the steelsmith will work days and months to first to heat the piece of steel, and then he'll pound on it, and then he will dip into the water and cool it down, and then refine it by put it back in the urns and burn it and then pound on it, and then to turn a little piece of ore, a little piece of metal into a fine, sharp as heck. You can you can penetrate through a piece of thin paper. That's how sharp the blade is. So sometimes it takes that kind of pressure for us to refine us, to bring the best of a kind of person of us
well, I went through hell. I'm not going to even mention it, but it took a lot of endurance. It took a lot of pain. It took a lot of sufferings and torment. Um, and I can stand right here, sitting right here, and tell you that thing will be okay. If you face it now, if you feel it now, it'll get better. Okay. God does not give us challenge or anything that we cannot handle. He knows that you can handle. But if you cannot handle alone, make sure you talk, you walk, and you pray about it. Okay, so that's my message to you. So that's why this come in. What does it have to do with religious belief and all that principle? It had a correlation. It related in so many ways. Okay, so if you can take care of your mental health and your well-being by doing extra around the house, helping people, or be active member in the church and helping others, and be out at Salvation Armies and volunteers, or be at the school, volunteer in the communities, volunteer wherever you're at. Okay, if you find yourself that you're missing something, that you're not complete in your life, meaning that you have to give in service, you give in loving something. And the most important is to give that to the one that's close to you, your family members, your mom, your dad, your brother and your sisters, your grandkids. Those are your immediate circle. And once all that's fine, then you can expand your circle and you can give that to friends and to stranger and to church member and whoever that you feel that you're in the position to help. If you're not in the position to help anybody or anyone or yourself, seek help. If counseling fit, seek counseling. If talking to another family member, to the authority, to anybody who you can trust, talk. If you cannot talk, then this is where it comes, because I'm not a kind of talking kind of person. I digest a lot of pains and suffering in here. But that is not enough to keep me crazy, okay? Because I can divert all that energy into something beautiful. I create something beautiful out of my time of desolation, time of unhappiness. I create something beautiful. Okay, so that means that we become resilience and become a winner. We overcome our obstacles. We're never going to run out of obstacles. Doesn't matter how old you are, it's always something. If it's not health, then it's money. It's not money, it's family. It's not family, then it's something in the environment surrounding, and or even the government, or even newly elected governments, or anything, I mean, even foreign policy, any kind of affect our life, affect our well-being. So make sure that you have an outlet. If you don't crochet, you don't make flowers, you don't cook like me, do something. Do something that will help release some of that issue that divert your attention. Just like, don't focusing so much on your problem, because you're going to be the next problem, because it's going to be your health, mental health, physical health. Remember, everything is in the circle. If it affects you mentally, it affects you physically. Over time, it can make a person die from it or suffer greatly. So my message to you is to find a way to divert all your crazy mishap, or your moments of insanity, moments of disparity. I'm sorry, moment of despair, moments of hopelessness, in pains, in suffering mentally, physically. If you can divert some of the energy into something as beautiful as crocheting, making beautiful headbands or beanies, or cooking delicious meal, or plant beautiful plants, or travel and see different beautiful world, and be loving to your family, and be supportive to your honey, to your loved one, to the one next to you. If you have plenty more, then expand it. Okay, so that's all I'm saying, right? So my wisdom to you. Okay, if you're Christian, you pray. If you're Buddhism, and you chant. If you anything else, and do what it is that in your scope of practice, in your beliefs. Okay, it works the same way. Whether you pray to Elohim, the God of in the Bibles, or you pray to Allah in your scriptures, you pray to the Buddhism, you chant, and whatever, the Hindu, Confucians, and whatever, animism, whatever work for you, make it work for you. Make it understood. Make it make sense, and live. live to the way that you want to live. Okay, don't live in despair, don't live in sorrowness, don't live in unhappiness, don't live your path. If you can throw it out, don't carry the bag with you. Live. You don't live to be 200 or 150. You might live to be 112, 110, because my family lived to be, my grandma lived to be, my paternal grandma lived to be 125. My grandfather lived to be 108. My aunt lived to be 106. My dad lived to be 82 because he did a lot of unhealthy lifestyle. So, all right. So before we depart today, thank you for the heart. Thank you, Davi. I love you. Thank you for my fan, my YouTube fans and my follower. If you have not already subscribed to my YouTube channels, a lot of my stuff I include in my YouTube channel, my cooking, and now that I'm start launching my crochet. I know it's boring for some of you, but then it's not for me because it's something that is I'm passionate about. And I have so many beautiful pattern, intricate, something easy, something difficult, something out of imaginary. You know, I have it all, and not everything, but I have some of it, and it's just beautiful talent, beautiful skill, and I'm willing to transfer that to you also. So before I departure today, thank you for the liking, for the thumb up, and for the descriptions, and I appreciate you spending the time here and sending me the heart. I appreciate that. It got me up to 9,000 hearts on my TikTok, and on my YouTube it's a little different. You know, people on YouTube kind of very reserving. They come by and hide by, but we got to get to know each other a little bit better, so that way when I'm coming on, we have topic that we're going to talk about. I can be talking about religions, about family. You know, religion is something that we don't talk about a whole lot because we have different beliefs in different sectors. So, but then one thing in common is that we are, as human, we have the same basic needs, that is be loved, to be belongings, and a few other things. Okay, so to be loved and belonging is the basic principle, and keep your family together. Okay, don't separate your family. So that's the basic principle. Because after everything else failed, we come home to our mom and dad and grandchildren and kids and husband and wife. So treat them well. If you have not treated any of them well, apologize, make up, be good. Starting from this day forward, that you be good, be loving, be a little bit kinder, be a little bit more considering, be more loving, be more thoughtful. If you have not done anything good to any other family member, and do. Okay, don't let it sit and idlings and and create that painful memories and painful experience. Okay, all right, we're doing good. We I did a little crazy thing today, so I got my wristband. I think I'm gonna add a little flower to it so I can wear it with my favorite dress cap. So I wish you all well, and until I see you again. So tomorrow I have something very delicious that I'd like to share with you, and because my freezer is so full, I think I need to minimize some of my groceries. So I'm gonna cook something. I'm gonna tell you what it is, but I'll let you discover. So I'm gonna have my YouTube channels on live streams, and my TikTok, which are so great because people on TikTok are so friendly. The hearts and the comment descendants is so beautiful. Same thing for my YouTube. They got to know me a little bit than we were, because normally you see me with the pre-recorded, and I don't get to interact. So when I'm come on live like this, I get to interact with. I get to express the way I want to express. I don't have to edit. I don't have to take out anything. It's coming from organic feeling, the true emotions. That you can see me cry, you can see me sob, you can see me express my emotion, my happy smile, my emotional smile, the happy smile, the sad smile. So we have it all. Okay, just know one thing is that you are loved by somebody. So if you don't feel that way, remember, you are loved by somebody. Okay, so stay strong, stay healthy, stay positive. Okay, if something bother you, learn to crochet. We can crochet this. We can turn this yarn into something magical. All right. So I'll leave you be. I've been here for a while. Thank you for the heart. So many heart. I got 9,500 hearts. Can you believe it? So if I can put this string, in fact, I can even show you how to crochet heart. Okay, string of heart or beanie to make out of heart or blanket to make out of heart. I think my kid had all of my um, all the baby blanket and the throw and the thaw and in the heart shape, because that's for me the hours, the endless hour, the endless day and week that when I spend crocheting, put onto the blanket or the sheet, just to remind him that the heart that I crochet, it bind with so many layers of string. It's the eternal love that come from this long string. Okay, so some of them take 10, 12 big spool of yarns. Okay, if you put them together, it would be miles of yarns. Okay, so all right, I'll leave you be. I get a little emotional because it touch here. So find your well balance, whatever that fit your balance to help you happy and stay strong and healthy and positive mentally, physically, and do. Okay, I'll see you again soon. สวัสดีค่ะ